Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Chesra. In this video, I will explain 30 important questions related to hormones. I'll not explain the concept but only the important points or questions regarding these hormones. Means it will be like a revision for you. Before going to the questions, I wanted you to see where those glands are present in our human body so that you will understand better and remember better. First of all, please take a pen and a book so that you will note some important points which are not there in the image. Because in this image, I covered only which is most important. The explanation and the other some parts I have not provided in this image because it will be clumsy. So while explaining, if you get some other points, just write in your notes. It will be helpful to you. First of all, hormones means you have to know the definition. Means if you don't know the definition also, you should know actually what it is. So hormones are the chemical substances which are released into the bloodstream through endocrine glands. Glands are two types mainly, exocrine and endocrine. Exocrine glands will secrete substances like sweat, saliva, some digestive enzymes into the body surface or into cavities through ducts. Means through ducts they will release certain substances. Those glands are exocrine glands. Whereas these endocrine glands, they are called ductless glands. This is also important. Endocrine glands are ductless glands. They will release hormones directly into the bloodstream. In this image, you can see these endocrine glands like pituitary, thyroid, adrenal, pancreas. Whenever I say pituitary gland and pineal gland, remember your brain because those glands are present near the brain. You can see in this image. Now, pituitary gland is also called as master gland. Why? Because it controls other endocrine glands like pineal gland, thyroid gland, adrenal gland, etc. Hence, you call it as a master gland. This pituitary gland further classified into anterior pituitary, posterior pituitary. Those anterior pituitary releases certain type of hormones and posterior will secrete other type of hormones. Example, anterior pituitary gland secretes growth hormone. It is also called as somatotropin. See, there should be a balance in release of hormones. That hormones should not release excessively or deficiently, because if it is deficient you will get some disease, if it's excess you will get some other disease. So it should be in a balanced position. For example, if you take this growth hormone only, in the name suggest, you can see excess means you will grow very tall, you call it as gigantism. If it is low, you will be dwarf, means short. So these are also bits. In childhood, deficiency of growth hormone causes dwarfism. Excess of growth hormone causes gigantism. In adults, excess of this causes acromegaly. It's a disorder. Next one is pineal gland. It is called as third eye gland. It secretes melatonin. See, while sleeping, everybody will say that they will off the lights or they will make the room to be darker. Why? Because if the room is dark, this melatonin hormone will be released. Because of that, you will get sleep. Right. So this melatonin hormone is involved in sleep and wake cycle. Understood? You will get sleep only when melatonin hormone is released. Usually this hormone secretes more in the night. Now coming to thyroid gland, it is the largest endocrine gland. This thyroid gland has iodine. Deficiency of this iodine causes goiter. and this gland secretes two types of hormones. Means actually it's a one hormone, but it is of two variants, like thyroxin T3, thyroxin T4. There is also a other hormone called TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. What it does, it stimulates this thyroid gland so that it releases thyroxin or any hormones related to that. So you should not confuse between these two, thyroxin and thyroid stimulating hormone. You should not confuse between these two. TSH will stimulate thyroid gland and thyroid gland secretes thyroxin. Deficiency of this thyroxin hormone causes cretinism in childhood, whereas in case of adults, it causes myxedema. If it is produced in excess amount, it causes exophthalmic goiter. It is also called as Graves' disease. It's very important. Remember nicely, deficiency of iodine causes goiter, iodine deficiency goiter, whereas excess of thyroxine hormone causes ophthalmic goiter, also called as Graves' disease. Note this difference. Next one is pancreas. See, this pancreas is called as mixed gland because I said you in the starting of the video, like glands are two types, exocrine and endocrine. This pancreas is a mixed gland because it releases substances into the bloodstream as well as it releases into body surfaces or into cavities through ducts. So hence it is called as mixed gland, means it serves like exocrine gland and also endocrine gland. Now there are certain things like islets of Langerhans. These are present in the pancreas, and this pancreas or islets of Langerhans has two types of cells, alpha cells, beta cells. Alpha cells releases glucagon. It's very important. Glucagon increases blood sugar, whereas beta cells releases insulin. It decreases blood sugar. If you see diabetic patients, they will take insulin injections. Why? Usually diabetic patients will have more sugar in their blood. So to decrease that sugar, they will take insulin injection. So remember, in that way, insulin decreases blood sugar. Now coming to adrenal glands. Adrenal glands also called as suprarenal glands because they are located on the top of kidneys, and they secrete three types of hormones. Adrenaline, here the spelling is mistake, L will not become there. It's adrenaline, next cortisol, next aldosterone. This adrenaline is called as emergency hormone or fight and flight hormone. It is called emergency hormone because in times of emergencies, this hormone is released. Hence, you call it as emergency hormone. And why fight and flight hormone means? See, flight means moving away from that. Fight means you are staying there and fighting with it. Means because of this hormone, you will come to know whether I have to fight with that particular thing or should move away. For example, if anybody beats you, you may, if you wanted to fight, you will fight. Otherwise, you will go away. Means this hormone helps in that, whether to decide fight or flight. Now, for example, if there is acid, if you touch that acid mistakenly, immediately you will remove your hands because your brain is signaling, means this hormone is signaling you should move away from that, otherwise it harms you. It is making you to move away, flight. So in this way, this hormone reacts in that way, hence it is called as fight and flight hormone. It is also called as epinephrine. Its function is to increase heart rate and blood pressure. Means whenever there is emergency situation or something is happening, of course our blood pressure will rise blood pressure will rise and increases heart rate. Next one is cortisol. It's a stress hormone. During the times of stress, this hormone releases. Whereas this aldosterone controls salt and water balance. See, I said adrenal glands will secrete these three types of hormones. This adrenal glands has two parts, cortex, and next one is medulla. Adrenaline is released by adrenal medulla, whereas cortisol and aldosterone are released by adrenal cortex. You have to observe these differences, okay? Next are reproductive hormones. These ovaries and testes will release hormones. Those are called as reproductive hormones. In males, this male gonads means testes will release testosterone. This testosterone is responsible for male secondary sexual characters. Primary. Now, these ovaries will secrete estrogen, progesterone hormones. Estrogen is responsible for secondary sexual characters in females. Progesterone is very important for pregnancy. You have to remember this. Hormone responsible for pregnancy is progesterone. Now, to say like a bullet point, here I have given extremely important one-liners so that you can revise quickly. Now, see, pituitary gland is also called as master gland. Thyroid gland is called as largest endocrine gland. Pineal gland is a third eye gland. Adrenal, suprarenal. Pancreas is a mixed gland because it is acts as both endocrine and exocrine. Then islets of Langerhans, where they are present in pancreas. I already said you hormones are chemical messengers which are released by endocrine glands, and endocrine glands are ductless glands. Now, did you understand why I explained those points through the image? Because see, endocrine glands, I'll say, you will get doubt what is endocrine gland actually. So that's why I explained. Now, you may have a question. Adrenal glands is also called as what? Suprarenal gland. Why it is called as suprarenal? You should know because those are present on top of kidneys. Hence, you call as suprarenal. Renal means kidney. Supra means top. So, top of the kidneys. It's called as suprarenal. In this way, you will remember the concept easily. Now, if you see master gland, pituitary, why it is called as master gland? Because it controls other glands. Birth hormone, oxytocin, means during the time of birth, this oxytocin hormone will enable for contraction of the uterus. Only after the contraction of uterus, the baby comes out. So it is called as birth hormone, oxytocin. Then thyroid hormone, thyroxine. In the name itself, you can see thyroxine is released by thyroid gland. Sleep hormone, melatonin. Blood sugar decreased by insulin, increased by glucagon. Emergency hormone, adrenaline. Stress hormone, cortisol. Calcium hormone, parathyroid hormone. See, I didn't explain this. This is about parathyroid gland which secretes parathormone or calcium regulating hormone. See, blindly, if I say parathyroid, you have to remember the word calcium. It's calcium regulating hormone because it increases blood calcium level. Okay, this parathyroid hormone is secreted by parathyroid gland. It regulates calcium in the body. Next, female hormone estrogen, male hormone testosterone, pregnancy hormone progesterone. So, if you know the concept, you can remember these bits easily. See, now these are the 30 questions which I'll be going to display. Pause the video and try to answer the question without saying that answer. As I explained before, try to revise and get answer. I have covered all these questions in my explanation except this ADH. ADH means antidiuretic hormone. It is secreted by hypothalamus, which is present in the brain. See, here you have to know the difference. One thing, that is, it is secreted by hypothalamus, whereas this hormone is stored and released by posterior pituitary. Okay, secreted by hypothalamus, stored and released by posterior pituitary. It acts on kidneys, means it reduces or regulates urine formation, whereas its deficiency causes diabetes insipidus. I need to tell other point regarding insulin. I said insulin decreases blood sugar. And see, if there is deficiency of insulin, there is a disorder called as diabetes mellitus. Okay, deficiency of insulin causes diabetes mellitus, whereas deficiency of ADH causes diabetes insipidus. Okay, remember these two. Deficiency of insulin causes diabetes mellitus. Remember, most people will confuse between these two. Insulin insipidus, they think like that. But whenever you see the word insulin, that deficiency will not be insipidus, it will be mellitus. Insulin mellitus. Whereas ADH insipidus means opposite of that two. Insulin means mellitus, ADH means insipidus. See, now from adrenal glands, you can see question from adrenal cortex, adrenal medulla. I said that adrenal gland will release three types of hormones. Of those, aldosterone, cortisol is released by adrenal cortex. See, to remember, you can see the word in aldosterone ends with O, one O, and cortex also here cortisol ends with O. So if that hormones ends with O, means it has word O in the end, blindly remember it's adrenal cortex, means which part of adrenal gland secretes aldosterone. Cortisol means adrenal cortex ends with O, cortex. Now which gland secretes adrenaline means adrenal medulla. Sorry. Here, which gland secretes adrenaline means you can say adrenal gland. If they ask specially which part of the adrenal gland means you can say adrenal medulla. Based on the options, you have to decide. So these are the 30 questions which are very important regarding hormones. I said I hope you liked this video. If you really liked it, please like, share, subscribe and comment me if you have any other doubts or if you wanted me to explain each hormone or each gland separately. I'll make a video on that also. Thank you. See you soon with other video.